So my iPad kind of died. I was finishing this one, but so what I was saying here is if we were to plug in -9 into the original expression, you'd end up with -9 factorial, which we said isn't an option. So that's why we can cross it out. This next example, we've got n plus 4 factorial over n plus 2 factorial. So the numerator is going to be n plus 4, n plus 3, and then n plus 2 factorial over top of n plus 2 factorial. Those will simplify to 1. So you're left with n plus 4, n plus 3 equaling 6. Now it's tempting to say, n equals -4 and n equals -3 and job done. However, that's not the case because we need it equaling 0. So what we actually have to do is expand first. So n squared plus 7n plus 12 and set that equal to 6. Now we subtract 6, n squared plus 7n plus 6 equaling 0. Now if we factor, we're going to get something slightly different. We're going to get n plus 6 and n plus 1. So our options here are n equaling -6 or n equaling -1. Okay? And if you're to plug those back into the original expression, if I put -6 here, I'm going to end up with -2 factorial, which we said is no good. So right away we can say that -6 is not an option. If we put -1 into this part here and this part here, you're going to get 3 factorial over top of 1 factorial. Those are both positive, natural numbers, so in fact, this option does work. In our last example here, we have a factorial on the right side and a factorial on the left side. So what I'm actually going to do is bring them to the same side. So I'm going to divide by 2n minus 1, that's a little sloppy, factorial. Because in all our other examples, when we expand the factorial on top of another factorial, something generally cancels. And it's no different here. You end up with 2n plus 1, and then 2n, and then we start our 2n minus 1 factorial. So there it is. There's the stuff that's going to simplify to 1. So we're left with 2n plus 1 and 2n equaling 72. If you expand that stuff, we're going to get 4n squared plus 2n equaling 72. Let's bring the 72 over to the left side and see if we can factor this bad boy. So 4n squared plus 2n minus 72 equaling 0. We do have GCF, so let's take out the 2. 2n squared plus n minus 36 equaling 0. And if you factor this, so we get that. Now, our solutions are n equals -9 over 2, or n equals positive 4. Okay, well, this one is a fraction, so no good. So our only option that's going to work is 4.